Okay, let's go. We're recording the quest. My internet is still down, but it's gonna come on back up, okay? Dailies. The safety of the wedding venue. The surrounding area has already been assessed and no abnormalities were found. Wishing you a happy wedding. Reminder, please drink responsibly at the banquet. Do not stay near the river late at night. Well, damn, what's gonna happen? They're gonna drown? After leaving the dangerous underground tunnel behind, I kept a close eye on the Uliel family's secret, yet learned next to nothing. Then Officer Jose's visit broke the brief calm of the detective agency, bringing an unexpected piece of good news. Unrelated to the case, his distant cousin Carlos was to marry Isabella. Mr. Inference and Officer Jose decided to head to the Liberto to pick up the supplies for the wedding while I planned to stay behind and help Isabella. Actually, I'm not gonna lie, these events are pretty fun for me. I love the story stuff. When you're waiting for rain, there's nothing else to do, so... I stayed with Isabella to prepare the venue, but before setting out I received the most curious invitation. No stamp, no sender, only my name and the blank invitation to a wedding in Stillewald. By a strange coincidence, Stillewald was also the wedding location Isabella had booked. The local Vignon family, what are these names? Had turned the town into a famous wedding destination by trading an old legend. When I heard that the area around Stillewald was under strict watch, with all travelers and their letters being inspected during the hunt for an escaped fugitive, I decided not to leave anything to chance. I set off for Stillewald alone, ahead of Isabella, intending to return that mysterious invitation in person. Okay. The sunlight spilled over everything and the breeze carried the scent of flowers and damp earth. My steps grew lighter with my mood. Perfect, right on time. Now I just need to find someone from the Vignon family. People moved busily through town, decorating the venue with quick practice hands. Well, I hope this is an AI. I can't tell. This might be. This part right here. I don't know. Okay. You could tell they've done this many times before. I wonder if I can pick up a few tricks while I'm here. I did promise Isabella. Who the fuck is Isabella? She wants Carlos completely floored, preferably weeping with joy. Mr. Inference and Officer Jose are so busy keeping their surprise secret, they have no idea Isabella has one of her own. This is going to be a wedding no one forgets. Or someone gonna die. As the thought crossed my mind, a figure stepped out from the sentry booth by the road and calmly blocked my way. Hello? What is this? God, he's so ugly. I'm sorry, I don't like cutest. Routine inspection. We're trying to escape fugitives. See, I knew it. Something was up, bro. So everyone entering or leaving Stillewald must be registered. Stone was crisp and formal, as sharp and spotless as the uniform he wore. Bro, he looks like shit. There wasn't even a speck of dust on his buttons. Wrist. A flower wreath is tied around the wrist, matching. This is his formal attire that is very neat and tidy. What are you talking about? He looks crazy. He may have attended one of the weddings. A standard police uniform with a polished metal badge pinned neatly to the chest. That's not neat. He's not neat. This bitch is dirty. Papers, my name is Truth. I'm from out of town, helping a friend prepare for her wedding. A wedding? He gave me a measured look, and for a moment I caught something unreadable in his eyes. You're registered. Welcome to Stillewald. How the fuck is he doing it? Bro! Look at his fucking mouth! I can't even do that. What is that? Thank you. If I may ask, is this fugitive dangerous? That information is confidential, but rest assured, suspicious individuals have been spotted near Stillewald. No suspicious individuals have been spotted near Stillewald so far. He paused, as if he meant to say something more, but in the end he simply closed the register. "Still, if anything unusual happens while you're preparing for the wedding, come find me at the station in the town center." His voice was stiff, but the words carried a hint of concern. "Kind officer," and despite appearances I thanked him and went on. "It's my girl Patricia." "Good morning and welcome, miss. This is Stillewald, a town where vows and happiness are passed from hand to hand. Have you come to witness a new vow? To breathe in the mists and legends of the woods, or to dance until your feet can carry you no more?" "I think you're mistaking me for someone else." "I'm looking for someone from the miaou family. I need to return a misdelivered wedding invitation, and you are—" "Me, a fortune teller and a berry seller when the mood strikes me. Picked fresh this morning. Care for a few, stranger?" "Yes, I do." Her tone was warm, and I found myself admiring the simple friendliness of Stillwell. Bro, this word is a tongue twister. How do you even say this? Of Stillwald. As I returned the greeting, I looked at her over with quiet curiosity. Fresh berries and flowers are woven into her, the hair still dotted with a few beads of water as if they were just picked. A coarse linen skirt with fine stitching, faint berry stains marked the edge. "Where?" "Pity you came a step too late. They've likely got neither the time nor the stomach to receive you now." "I understand. Everyone's busy after a wedding. I only wanted to remind them in case I've overlooked an important guest." She cast me a glance, her eyes oddly unreadable. The warmth she greeted me with began to cool, and a chill of foreboding crept over me. "What?" "You're too late. The wedding ended yesterday. The investigation, though, has only just begun." "But the date on the invitation is clearly—" "Investigation? What investigation?" "Last night, the bride and groom vanished after the wedding." "I knew it! They're dead! The vineyards and the casters searched half the night, and who knows what came of it." For a moment I thought I had misheard. The wedding was over. The newlyweds missing. It sounded disturbingly close to the old legend of Stillewald. Vanished? Where are the vineyards now? Are they still searching? Who can say? Ew. Ew! Why did they give her eyelids? Bitch, what the fuck? Yo, she looks like a bug. Don't do this again. Who can say? Though some people just came back from the woods, the group that went looking. You should ask them. Following the direction she pointed, I saw a tall woman approaching slowly along a woodland path in the distance. Though I doubt they're in any mood for visitors. Word is the casters are already fighting with them. If you go now... Every moment matters when someone is missing. I won't get in the way. I just need to confirm a few things. I may even be able to help. You see more word for the bride and the groom than most. Then go, miss. Go on. Welcome to Stillewald's dance floor. Let us dance together until we drop. She began humming a tune, her steps so light they seemed part of a dance, and in the blink of an eye she vanished into the crowd. The woman ahead walked with calm efficiency, back straight as a blade. 2 or 3 others followed behind her, heads lowered, looking exhausted and dejected. The flowers, the leaves, and the wreath have started to wilt. The garment is finely tailored, but the cuff is still damp, as if he. I thought this was a woman. That's a guy? Yo, what? Oh my god, I can't even no, I'm googling it. No, it's literally Hunter Melly. This is a mistype, whatever, bro. This is Hunter Melly. He's not a guy. The Vineyard Estate is not receiving visitors today. Who are you? Hello, my name is Truth. I am a detective. I arrived with a wedding invitation that was sent to me by mistake, only to learn that... Invitation? What invitation? A blank invitation. No signature, no address, not even the names of the couple. I handed it to her. As she looked it over, her brows drew together. as if she were staring at an unexpected headache. This wasn't sent by us, and the wedding date is wrong. I consider that someone may have lured me here on purpose while making sure it arrived one day too late. This is getting too juicy. Oh. Genuinely, if I wasn't voice acting right now, I wouldn't give a fuck about the story, but it's pretty fun. The attendants behind her exchanged an easy glance. You say you're a detective. Where are you from? Where have you come from? And how much have you heard so far? I gave her a brief account of what little I knew, which, truth be told, was not much. You may call me the florist. I am but a humble gardener. I make no decisions here. Come with me. I'll take you to the young lady who does. The vineyard estate was larger than I'd imagined. For a family that had built its name on a mill and long held sway in the area, the prolly was surprisingly refined, right? Seasonal flowers filled the vases on the long table, their petals still jeweled with droplets of water. The air was rich with the clean fragrance of greenery. The woman summoned by the florist was finely dressed and carried herself with quiet authority. Is it a cat lady? When the florist addressed her as the mayor, I confess I was surprised. Disciple? Yeah. Madam Mayor introduced herself and explained that owing to the vineyard's family standing in town, she was temporarily overseeing Stillewald's affairs. Oh no, it's my girl. A lace headdress with intricate embroidery, clearly not something mass-produced. A richly colored gemstone ornament hangs below the collarbone. The skirt is closely fitted as if a dance dress had been altered and drawn in. It's just in my way. We never exchanged the wedding date. It was set for 3 months ago yesterday. The Castor family shouldn't have mistaken it either. And yet they somehow ended up with a blank invitation from us. We have no record of sending that invitation. Perhaps it's another Castor chick, meant to pressure us in light of what happened last night. Only someone who knew a crime was coming would invite an unrelated detective in advance. A crime? Of course. A carefully plotted crime, long in the making. We found the Castor's missing groom deep in the forest. Dead? That's what the Castor family claims, but even in a groom's suit, even of similar build, it's still just a headless corpse. Without a head, who can say it's Bernal Castor? Castor, on the word of the Castor family alone. She was cut off by the door slamming open. There you are again, spreading lies! The young lady's receiving a guest. How did you let an outsider barge in? Though she claimed she was no one important, her reaction now was far too decisive for an ordinary florist. Judging by the attendant's reaction, she held far more authority as well. If I hadn't come house, would I have caught you making baseless accusations in here? It is Master Bernal. That's his suit, his bill, his... I think I have the voice on point. Fine fabric with clean, structured lines and a subtle seam without a single crease. A lily-shaped pin is fastened on the left side, echoing the decoration on the hat. A casually folded letter is tucked into the pocket. What the fuck happened? Ooh, lag. But oh, please. And I promise you I'm gonna find the mats now. And I'm gonna get my morality points back. Bro! My internet went down. He was visibly shaken. It seemed the groom's household, the cashier, saw this accident very differently indeed. That's a grave accusation. Greta is missing too. Do you think we don't want to know where she is? And while we're receiving a guest, you burst in here shouting. Are you trying to clear the cashier's name or put on a spectacle for everyone else? I was only carried away. My apologies, detective. You see now what sort of attitude the cashier family has. The young man who had burst in was flushed red, lips trembling as if 100 words were jammed in his throat. After a long pause, he finally forced out a reply. I didn't come to quarrel. I believe the body by the river is Master Bernal. In that case, the missing girl is the suspicious one. And I'm sorry, miss. I acted rashly and interrupted your conversation. It's all right. I heard what you said earlier. Are you a member of the Castor family? Thank you. I'm Master Bernal's closest attendant. I've been by his side since childhood. Then you must know more than most about his daily life. Could you tell me? Lady Truth, you're a guest. You ought not be dragged into these disputes. But from the look in your eyes, I doubt you intend to leave. Since I'm here, I'd like to help if I can. Besides, I want to know who sent me that invitation. And a friend of mine is due to hold her wedding here as well. It's something she's long dreamed of. I promised I'd help prepare the venue, making sure it's safe is part of that. Yesterday was only an accident. Once it's resolved, it won't affect anyone else's wedding. Lady Truth, you may trust Stillewald's good reputation. For years now, those who wed here have left with nothing but beautiful memories. Even moments after worrying over the missing bride, she still made a point of defending the town's name. I hope so too. So may I speak with some of the wedding guests and get a sense of what happened? Most people from both families are in the forest just now. Greta only recently went missing, and we're seeing whether she can still be found or whether more clues can be found. Perhaps you might come back later, Lady Truth. When you do, we will hide nothing from you. Her gaze flicked meaningfully toward the attendant standing nearby. Only the guilty fear detectives, and that would hardly be us. As for Master Bernal, I won't let this end here. Oh, I skipped that. Who cares? In any case, it's here. He gave me a polite nod and turned sharply to leave. In that case, thank you for your hospitality, Madam Mayor. I'll look around our town for a while myself. You're welcome here anytime. I had barely gone a few steps from the stage when I spotted the same attendant. He was sitting on the roadside steps, elbows on his knees, head bowed. At the sound of footsteps, he looked up sharply, and I saw his reddened eyes. It's you, the detective. Are you alright? I'm fine, I just had things in my mind. You really will investigate, won't you? I keep my word. Then thank you. I don't know who brought you here, but if you want to know about Master Bernal, come to me anytime. I received a blank wedding invitation. That wasn't sent by your side? As far as I know, most of the invitations were sent out by the vignettes. We only invited people close to the family, and certainly not a detective. But now that you're here, thank goodness. I grew up with Master Bernal. No one knows him better than I do. He isn't the sort of man who would just disappear and abandon his duties. He knows perfectly well he couldn't manage on his own. Master Bernal is utterly incapable of fending for himself. And he absolutely isn't the sort to suddenly attack someone, kidnap or kill anyone, least of all. He drew a sharp breath as if swallowing the rest of the sentence, then gave me a quick bow. Anyway, please, I should go check the riverside and see if anyone missed something there. With that, he hurried off, moving so fast it was as though one more second in place would have made him break down in tears. Well, his friend died or something. Suppose he's missing. A very straightforward sort of tradition. I kept walking when a strange chill suddenly brushed the back of my neck. I turned instinctively, but there was no one there, only leaves rustling in the wind. Am I imagining things? For a moment I could have sworn someone was staring hard at me. Something took wing from a distant branch. I only caught a flicker of a shadow, probably a bird. I took a slow breath. A town fresh off a crime would naturally put me on edge. There was nothing strange in that. After leaving the Vignale estate, I paused by the roadside. Afternoon sunlight filtered through the branches, scattering sifting patches of light across the path. But my mood was far less bright than the weather. The two families, those of the bride and groom, each clung to its own version of events, both eager to cast suspicion on the other. Every word from the mayor carried a subtle nudge. She wanted me to believe the groom's side was hiding something, and the groom's companion, was convinced this was all Vignale thought. The last exchange taught me a great deal. In their quarrel, both sides instinctively treated me, an outsider, as neutral, and this led more sleep than they intended. But because I was an outsider, they would certainly have concealed whatever harmed their own position. If I wanted the basic facts of the wedding day, I needed someone with no direct stake in either family, someone who had seen the whole affair but belonged to neither side. Very true. The decorations still left standing along the road came back to me. Flowers, ribbon, arches, heavy with the garlands. Of course, the wrong voice. Of course, the officiant. Aside from the two families, no one would know the wedding better than he would. Though, if he learns I'm a detective looking... Babe, you look like a detective. He may hold something back. I walked slowly past a tailor shop. In the display window were millions of flower crowns in every step. It's our skinny, right? Meant for wedding visitors. I stopped in front of the glass. To Stillewald, strange faces come every day for weddings. A curious bride to be asking the officiant about ceremony details and practical advice would seem far more neutral than a detective. She's so smart. This is AI. This has to be AI or something, bro. I don't trust the game anymore. I'm sorry. Girl. I actually fucking love this skin. It's so gorgeous. And I love Emma. Bro, she's so cute. Hello, I'm Truth. Are you the one who officiates weddings here in Stillewald? The man trimming flowers turned to face me. His beard is neatly trimmed and his expression is calm and composed. A boutonniere? What the fuck is boutonniere? Is pinned to his chest, its petals still fresh and open. A fitted suit jacket with visible wear around the cuffs. That's right, I officiate most of the weddings in town, but you've come at an unfortunate time. I'm not taking new bookings for the next few days. I did my best to look uneasy and curious, like a bride-to-be whose confidence had been shaken by troubling rumors. I'm actually planning a wedding. A friend recommended Stillewald to me and said there's no better place to exchange vows. Of course it is. Stillewald has fresh air, beautiful scenery, and more importantly, its legend. The legend and the unique wedding ball held here land every ceremony a kind of romance found nowhere else. But I heard something about last night. Everyone's talking. And no two stories match. To be honest, it's made me a little uneasy. I let the sentence trail off. People always feel compelled to fill in the silence. Last night, the matter is still under investigation. As the officiant, I can't comment before anything is settled. But personally, I would urge you not to believe rumors without proof. A textbook invasion. Perhaps he meant to protect the town's reputation. I noticed he'd stop arranging the bouquet while he spoke. He seemed deeply devoted to both his profession and this town of Stillewald. A principled man would not break his own rule without a very good reason. Perhaps I could persuade him that speaking up might protect the town better than silence. Oh shit. Oh, I remember this minigame. Yes. Don't worry, Stillwater has hosted hundreds of successful weddings. What happened last time was just an unfortunate accident. I should... Yes. I definitely know much more than you. He was willing to talk now, but if I wanted his own or anything, I might still need to guide him further. What's the best angle to take? I need him talking naturally without feeling he's betrayed. Ready? Nice. Nice. The ceremony, there was nothing unusual about it. From the vows to the exchange of rings, and the bride and groom looked thoroughly put together. Even the ball after the ceremony was livelier than any wedding I've ever officiated. Frankly, I found that surprising. Surprised? Why? That young master of the Caster's family hasn't the cleanest reputation. A philanderer and a rake. Stillwood is a small place. Even gardeners gossip while watering flowers. and the wedding was arranged in rather a hurry. Before the marriage, the noble young master had only met Miss Greta a handful of times. Many guessed it was a marriage of convenience between two families, and because there was no love between them, some said they angered the Hydriads when they danced. Hydriads, I've only heard that legend linked to Stillewald. It's one reason my friend recommended this town. Could you tell me more? At the mention of it, his face lit up at once. Clearly this was a story Stillewald took pride in. The legend of the Hydriads. Why, that is Stillewald's most important tale. If you're considering a wedding here, then yes, you ought to hear it. 100 years ago, Stillwald was only a forgotten little town on the edge of the woods. A young couple fell in love, the hunter's son and the miller's daughter, but a passing nobleman also has set his sights on the girl. The noble pressured the miller to hand over his daughter. On a misty autumn night, the two young lovers met by the river in the forest for one last farewell. They say they meant to part there and surrender to fate, but under the moonlight, while dancing together, they changed their minds. The next morning, the villagers found only a tangle of damp steps by the riverbank. The two of them were gone. It was the river. No bodies, no belongings, only those footprints, as though they had danced one final dance and then walked straight into the water. And they were never seen again. Never again. That is where the legend began. People came to believe they had become Hydriads. Hydriads, remaining forever in a realm of eternal happiness. Beneath the water, they dance without end, and on any misty night, if lovers dance by the riverside, the Hydriads offer them their blessing. They bless those who truly love one another and make that love endure, but they devour the false-hearted and lead the betrayed away to their eternal kingdom. Maybe they ate them. Or maybe they just fucking drowned. Why would you go? You're drunk off your ass after the wedding. You've eaten a bunch of bullshit. You've danced like for 50 hours. You decide to go next to a flowing river. You're gonna fall in and drown and die. Like, it's not a smart idea. It's a beautiful story, but can I tell from a century ago really draw so many people to Stillwald for the wedding? Once it was just an old story. What truly caught the outside world's attention was what happened 2 years ago. Back then, there was another couple in town whose families opposed the match. On the night before, one of them was to be engaged elsewhere. The pair vanished together. The last trace they left behind was a set of dance steps by the river and a spreading patch of water. When the news spread, it caused quite a stir. The Banquet family seized the opportunity and packaged Stillewald in what it is today. She said packaged with a certain edge. Perhaps he didn't truly believe the legend himself, only supported it out of necessity. And in the past 2 years, have all the couples who came here found happiness? Perhaps, if it weren't effective somehow, why would so many people keep coming? Even he didn't sound convinced by that one. Then in those years, something else happened in town. A few things have, and in each case, it later emerged that one party truly had malicious intent. So people believed all the more firmly that it was the Hydriad's punishment. The unfaithful are punished, the sincere are blessed. Even those who don't quite believe are willing to come and see the spectacle for themselves. There was a trace of helplessness in his voice. I suspected he did not, at heart, wholly approve of using the legend to draw attention to Stillewald. And what did the townsfolk think? I think most prefer to believe it better than admit an ugly murder took place in their town. So you suspect murder too? My God. Perhaps because the conversation had flowed so far already, he hesitated only briefly before going on. In the days before the wedding, I saw Bernal and Greta walking through the woods together more than once, and they seemed perfectly at ease with each other. Their expressions of the wedding were sweet as well. To me, it seemed more likely that someone in their families opposed the match or had other designs. The vignettes may not be ordinary by our town's standards. Everyone admires his skill with plants, but high society doesn't think much of such things. Since becoming mayor, that lady has worked tirelessly on the town's affairs and public image. She hopes to raise the Vignette name in that way. Though for some reason they grew anxious not long ago. More meetings with outsiders, more type of partnerships. Anyone could see they were looking for a powerful locker. Backer. Oh, so the Casher family was the patron in the farm. Yes, the Cashers at least valued the Mignotte's techniques. I heard Greta was to bring the knowledge with her when she married into the family and teach it there. But it wasn't to be a free gift. The Vignotte's condition was that Greta be given some share of authority in the Castor household. My own guess is that their tensions and troubles began there. Do you think the Cashers may not have intended to honor that promise? Greta, this guy talks too much. How long are we gonna be here? Greta would always be an outsider to them. Better to keep her under control than divide power. As soon as he said it, he seemed to catch himself. He lowered his eyes and began folding a ribbon at his side, as if he felt he said too much. Of course, that's only my speculation. As the officiant, I witnessed ceremonies, nothing more. Just then, the sound of steady footsteps passed along the edge of the wedding grounds. It was the officer who had registered me at the entrance of the morning. Mr. Officiant. Officer, you've had an arrest these last few days. Still investigating? The sooner the missing are found, the better the chances of being found alive. His gaze lingered on me for a moment. He seemed to recognize me, but said nothing of it. I'll leave you to it. Do be careful not to disturb anything at this scene. With that, he walked straight toward the flower stand in the distance. I noticed him open a booklet and stand there for quite some time, studying and comparing things in careful detail. We call him Field Patrol, our town constable. Ever since that incident 2 years ago, he stayed here, and his patrols have never once let up. People in town say he's rather rigid. He has always maintained said so openly. The case 2 years ago was more than a legend. Wait, pause time? Guys, I went downstairs, okay? My grandma gave me some... In Greek, it's loukoumas. Okay, I don't know what it is in English. This shit is so good. Like one of her friends gave it for her, like for free from a restaurant. They had a wedding yesterday. Or the day before yesterday, I don't remember. And leftover loukoumas for me. This shit is so good. Genuinely, it's been refrigerated too. It's so fluffy. Look at this. Do you see this? First of all, it's huge. Second of all, it has a bunch of fucking syrup in it. It's so good. It's so fucking good. It's kind of cold, but it's so good. Let me just fix the sound. It's a little late. I'm aware. The only bad thing about like 3 days old loukoumas is that it gets hot as fuck, but it still tastes good. Even without a client this time, I will find the truth and find Miss Greta. In the distance, the forest looked quiet and harmless in the sunlight, but I knew that deep within that stillness lay a mystery that could not be left unresolved. The end! There's no other the end! Is my... Chapter ended. What do I do now? Which what? Me and my loukoumas say bye to you.